how to do long division. So basically with the method that I'll show you, you'll be able to divide any number against another number. Before I show you the method that I use, let's just look at the method that is commonly portrayed in textbooks. So you might get like a question that asks you, what is 25, sorry, give me one sec. So what is 25 divided by 5, right? So you say your 5 times tables until you get to 5. So 1 5, 5, 2 5, 10, 3 5, 15, 4 5, 20, 5 5, 25. So 5 goes into 25 5 times. So 5 5 is 25. Right. Now that's the same way as writing it like this. So the number that you want to divide this number, so like for example 25 will go here and 5 here, and you write your answer on top. So what's 25 divided by 5? 5. Right? Okay, let's do another example. What's 81 divided by 9? So you say 9 times table until you get to 81. So 9 times 9 is 81. Right. What if you have like a bigger number? For example, let's make up a random number. 4, 2, 5, 3 divided by 3, right? So in this instance, there's a couple of techniques that you have to know, or like three rules basically. So when you're dividing it, this number has to be equal to or greater than 3, the first number. So we're just looking at 4 here. So 4 is greater than 3. So we say our 3 times tables until we get to a number that is less than 4, or up to equal to 4, or less than 4, or as close as possible to 4. So for example, 133, 236, right? So we can't write 23 because that's greater than 4, and the closest number in your 3 times table that would be close to 4 would be 1. So 1 times 3 is 3, and you write the answers underneath. So at this point you have to subtract it. So you go 4 subtracted by 3, which is 1, right? Now because 1 is smaller than 3, we've got to drop down this number next to it. So we can put 2 down here next to the 1, and that makes 12. So now you've got to ask yourself, what in your 3 times table is closest to the number 12? So 133, 236, 339, 43, 12. So 4. So you can write 4 times 3 equals 12. Right. Now we can subtract it. So 12 subtracted by 12 is 0. So now this number again, remember, is less than 3. So we've got to drop down the next number, which is 5. So put down 5 here. And 5 is greater than 3, so we can use it. So now you've got to ask yourself again, what's the closest number in your 3 times table that will be the closest number to 5? So 133, 236. We can't use 6 because it's greater than 5, so we've got to use 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. So again we subtract 5 subtracted by 3, which is 2. Now 2 is less than the 3 here, so we've got to drop down this 3 next to it. So this number becomes 23. So then you say the 3 times tables again, same story, until you get as close as possible to 23. So 133, 236, 339, 43, 12, 53, 15, 63, 18, 73, 21, 83, 24. So we can't do 83 because it's greater than 23. the next closest number is 7. So 7 3 is 21, right? So we put a 7 here. 7 times 3 is 21. Right. So what is 23 subtracted by 21? Well, that's 2, right? Now, 2 is less than 3, and we've got no more numbers left. So what can we do? We put a little decimal point next to the answer, right? This decimal point allows us up to 3 zeros. So now that we've got this decimal point here, we can put a 0 next to the 2 here. So again, same story. 1 3 3, 2 3 6, 3 3 9, 4 3 12, 5 3 15, 6 3 18, 7 3 21. 7 3 is too big, so we've got to use 6. So 6 3 is 18. 6 3 is 18. What is 20 subtracted by 18? 2. Right. 2 is less than 3 here. So remember how we put the 0 here? We're allowed up another 0 because we've only used 1 0 so far, so we can drop down another 0 here. And it becomes the same story. What's the closest number to 20? That's in your 3 times tables. So again, 6 3 is 18. 6 3 is 18. And then 20 minus 18 is 2. Again, we've got one more 0 that we can drop down, right? Because we've used the first 0 here, the first 0 there. So what would we can put a 0 next to the 2, and that becomes 20. So now you do the same story. Closest number to 20, your 3 times table is 6. 6 3 is 18, right? Subtract these two together from one another, and you're left with 2. Right, so now we've got no more zeros left, and we've used up our decimal. So then we just say this is recurring 2. So the answer to 4,253 divided by 3 is this one right here. The answer is 1,417.666. Now if you type it into a calculator, you might get 417.66667, right? That's just rounding it up. The calculator will round it up. The answer is 1.66, and it keeps on going and going and going and going and going. But because there's only a certain number of place values, the calculator will convert this last 6 into a 7, because you've got to round it up, right? Okay, let's do one more example. So let's do some random numbers. Give us 3 random numbers. We'll keep it small. So that's 2, 4, 5 divided by, make it easy, 2, right? So what's 245 divided by 2? So you can go, again, 2 is equal to 2 here, and it's not smaller than 2. So it's got to be, this number has to be equal to or greater than 2 to be able to use it. So you go 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract it, becomes 0, right? We drop down the 4. And then you say your 2 times table till you get to 4 or a number close to it. So 1 2 2, 2 2 4. 2 2 4. So 4 subtracted by 4 is 0. Now you've got 5 here, so we drop down the 5, the next number. So 1 2 2, 2 2 4, 3 2 6, but 6 is too big, right? So we use 2. 2 2 4. Right, 5 subtracted by 4 is 1. Right, now 1 is too small, smaller than this number here, right? So we've got to put a decimal point, and then we can put down 1 0 here. So say 2 times table till you get to a number that's closest to 10. So 122, 224, 326, 428, 522, 10. So 5 times 2 is 10. And you've got nothing left over, right? So 0. So the answer is 122.5. So 245 divided by 2, 122.5. All right? Now, there's another trick or rule rather that I want you to know as well. So let's suppose you've got 1, 5, 2, 4, 5 divided by 3, right? So 15,245 divided by 3. So let's do this last example because I just want to illustrate one last point, or rule rather. So 1 is too big, 1 is too small, so we've got to take 1 and 5 together, so 15. We'll take 15. So 133, 236, 339, 43, 12, 53, 15. 5 times 3, 15. So we subtract this, equals 0. Next number we can put down is 2. Remember, you can only put one of these numbers down at a time. But this 2 here is smaller than this number here, or rather this is smaller than 3. So what can we do here? We can't put a decimal point down because you've still got numbers here. Once you run out of numbers here, then you can put a decimal point, which allows you to put a 0 down here. But because we've got numbers left here, we can put a 0 here, and then we're allowed to take down we're allowed to take this another number down, right? So if we put a 0, we can take one more number down here. So this becomes 24. So now you say 3 times tables till you get to 24. So 8 3 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. Right? So 24 minus 24 is 0. So the next number that we can put down is 5. Alright, because we put down the 4 earlier. So say 3 times tables till you get to 5. So 133. So 133, 236. 6 is too big, so we use 1. So 1, 3 is 3. Right? So 5 subtracted by 3 is 2. Now, we've got no more numbers left, so now we can use the decimal point. Right? So we can put a 0 down here. So 3 times 20 is greater than 3, so we can use it. So we go 133, 236, 339, 4312, 5315, 6318, 7321. 73 is too big, so 63, we have to use 63. 63 is 18. 6 times 3 is 18. So 20 subtracted by 18, 2. Again, because we've put down a decimal point, we can drop down another 0. And we've got, remember, no more numbers left to drop down from here, from this number. So again, the same story. Say 3 times table till you get to a number that's closer to 20, which will be 6, right? So 6 3 is 18. 6 times 3 is 18. So subtract it, and you're left with 2. And then the same story, because we've got a decimal here, we've used 2 of our zeros, right? One here and another one here. So we've got one last 0 that we can use, and we're going to put it here. Right? So that was our first one, that's our second one, and this is the last one, the third one. So again, you got to say your 3 times tables till you get to a number that's closest to 20. So which is, as we established earlier, 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So when you subtract 18 from 20, you're left with 2. But now we've used up all our zeros, right? all three of our zeros. So we can't put down any more. So we just put down remainder 2. So this R stands for remainder. So remainder 2. So what's the answer to our question? So 15,245 divided by 3 is 5,081.666, right? So that's our answer. All right. Hopefully that's helped. Please give it a like and a subscribe if it's helped. Or any suggestions would be welcome in the comment section.